make way for another program in the series, Crosstalk. You'll get to find out what it's all about. But today, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, an anti-graft agency on the cusp of extinction. Should the agency be scrapped? Should it be scrapped? The British journalist and political philosopher William Godwin authored the phrase, "Laws are made for man and not man for laws." He simply meant that the administration of justice involves the administration of the purest principles of law among men for the good of men. Essentially, laws are meant to regulate the actions of man since he is fallible. You know, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, was established by a law of the National Assembly, if you remember, to fight financial crimes like advance fee fraud, money laundering, and related infractions. Recall that the former President Olusegun Obasanjo got the agency established on December 12, 2002. And over time, the agency has had to pass through the eye of the needle to secure convictions of the high and mighty. It has, by the same measure, attracted criticisms and censure from a cross-section of the Nigerian society. And by a curious twist of circumstance, some prima facie cases were lost in court, leaving millions gasping, thereby raising the query, is the EFCC relevant in the fight against graft? Know this, 16 state governments have instituted a suit to declare the awe-inspiring EFCC an illegal entity. The Supreme Court has fixed October 22nd for hearing. On Crosstalk, therefore, an Enterprise TV special offering, the great debate of verbal war is declared open. Shall we meet the combatants? Akin Fatunke is a gentleman after your heart, except that after a verbal combat like this, we are not too sure anymore. But then let's meet the affable Akin Fatunke, chartered accountant and national affairs analyst. Akin, welcome to Crosstalk.
Thank you very much, Citizen Jones. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
I greet you, our viewers.
Okay. Cyril Abaku, on the other hand, is equally a gentleman, except it becomes difficult. But let's meet and greet Cyril Abaku, the broadcaster and communications expert. Cyril, I greet you.
Thank you, Citizen Jones. And
Okay.
I'm glad to spar with Mr. Fatunke.
Okay. Yeah. Let's kick the show off. Mr. Fatunke, you've heard my opener, you know. Cyril, you have to. The question remains, is the EFCC relevant in the scheme of things? Or for that matter, should it be scrapped? Who is saying what here?
I will jump in, and one of the first few, I'm not a lawyer, one of the first few things that came to my learning in my field of accountancy, because law, company law, elements of
Law of contract and so on.
we are taught the 101,
The basics.
and one of the things that I learned was that the law was made for man and not man
For the law.
As we move on, I started learning from the Cyril Abakus of this world, both in broadcasting and
Outside the studio.
in journalism generally.
Okay.
Look, there are three sides.
To a story.
Okay? The front, the back,
And the edge.
and the edge.
Yeah. Because a story we are taught to know is like a coin. The two sides and the edge. Yeah.
So the lawyers came and said, look, when you sleep on your right, I've had that said so many times. When you sleep on your right, yeah, you could be right, but if you slept on them, it becomes something that goes against you. Okay? In your Korokoro You did not a whip, not a whimper. And it's gone on for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and then suddenly you now woke up and you said you went to Sabaratu and begin to now then put some laws. They say, well, you slept on your rights. What are you looking at all this time? Citizen Jones, I am afraid that we have big problems. We have problems that some people will wake up one day and will tell you that as far as they are concerned, because your parents had told them that you are going to be a girl child, and they've seen you as a boy child up onto the age of 70 plus, well, you have to go back to status quo ante. You must be a girl. And that nobody can pronounce you a boy until we go and do a rectification. And it is very laughable. Look, I foresee situations where, in the specific reference to what we have, that suit was instituted by the White Lion. This one will understand what I meant by the White Lion. The White Lion was easily one of the few that was touted that we had. Young, personable, coming to politics, was a governor in Kogi State.
Yeah.
And in fact, the way and manner that he came in, maybe we'll still have to go and revise and take a decision. But when
are you surprised that this sting is coming from Kogi?
And it's coming from Kogi at a time when the Kogi governor, I believe, realized that looking forward, where everybody was seeing a mirage, he saw an ocean where he was going to be swallowed up. And then suddenly went back and then said, look, the laws that set up EFCC did not go through the mandatory majority in all the states of the federation. You also remember that not just with Kogi State, in some other states, we wanted to invoke the fact that we had an erring public official, whether at the state assembly, whether at the national assembly, whether at the governorship level. Everybody knew that it was going to be a tall tale. And then you are now saying that on account of that, we should cut the head because there's a headache, or we should throw away the baby with the bathwater. I think it's bad for us, and I think it's at the risk of sounding with some
but aren't you shocked that this law EFCC has been in place 22 years now?
I am shocked because the implication is going to reverberate beyond what, because when you say something is illegal, so if you really want to go for the common interpretation of laws, everything that has happened, all monies that have been recovered or not recovered, stolen or restolen, you have to now find a way to pay it back. It looks to me that it's going to be a bad law, and it looks to me, like I said, that well, sorry, I have to be very careful because we are waiting for the Supreme Court, and I'm very careful to make pronouncements here. And if the hands of the Supreme Court justices,
we must not be subjudicial.
are not going to be tied, Nigerians are waiting. You cannot appropriate and reprobate. You cannot.
So, Aki, give me one short phrase. Short phrase or word. Should the EFCC be scrapped?
No.
Okay.
The EFCC should not be scrapped. The EFCC once and all can be refined. Just you can look for Panadol or Efcc to cure a headache when you have a migraine. But you know the real core, the real cure for it is to go to the roots of why we have all the things that we have.
Yeah,
but I don't think it can be scrapped. I don't think it's going to happen against the run of play. And take it from me, Citizen Jones.
Run of play, grain of logic.
That it will not happen. Thank you.
Okay. Cyril, Aki cannot pretend to be speaking for you. No. But I'm saying Yes, according to the litigants, the EFCC has been an illegal entity operating for 22 years, and nobody has seen the fly in that ointment.
So the first question we have to ask ourselves is, the EFCC came into being
As a child of circumstance.
exactly. You think that those are
Okay.
Now, so it is not as if there was nobody to perform the function. It was that the body that was in place to carry out the function wasn't doing it optimally. Now, when EFCC was founded, the laws that awarded the police those extant powers to do what EFCC is doing today, they are not repealed. So already we have a problem of concurrent jurisdiction. Police can do, EFCC can also do. Then, fundamentally, a baby that was born with defects will carry on with those defects into adulthood, into old age. And if we allow that defect to stand, we're going to allow all of that defects to also stand. What is wrong is wrong. What is right is right. We cannot allow one anomaly to try to correct another anomaly. We cannot allow the misevolution of the Nigerian police to become the misevolution of the Nigerian state. Ask a very simple question. Is the EFCC today better than the Nigerian police force? My answer is no. At the time the EFCC was born, why didn't we also begin to help the police to transform, to recalibrate, to transmogrify, to become a modern police force? Now that the EFCC and the police have become the same thing, what difference does it make? So the point is, instead of
same difference.
Same difference. So what I think we should do to save the jobs, let us bring ICPC, EFCC, and put them back where they all came out from, the police force. Then focus on the police becoming a proper police force. But to say that EFCC should stand, if the way everything was it's like when you plant a tree. If the stem is bent, it will grow up into a bent tree. You cannot put nothing on something and expect it to stand. Something is wrong at the root.
Essentially, the EFCC should go.
It should go because sections, I think 97 also to section 100 and something of the criminal code already awards all the parts of the EFCC to the police, and the police still have them to today.
Okay.
Why would discipline access in this country?
Yes, the Nigerian police is Nigerian police force. I like your logic, Cyril. You can't build something or nothing.
Yeah.
I agree. And so the laws that brought Nigerian police force is perfect. By way of your logic. And if you go back to how the Nigerian police force came, we will have to go back to the colonial times. The Nigerian police force was set up as a FORCE.
Meaning?
By force and by fire. And we have not been able to get out of that. I also like your point that when you have a tree that is bent, it will continue to be bent. Now I've seen trees that are bent, that at the end of the day, the fruits that come from them are not hangers. You don't have to begin to throw sticks. Just block it. Because you have not been able to get it.
Not all trees are built for fortification. These trees are built for aesthetics and for modern and for greenery and for forestation and for urbanization. The argument is that the trees, but it does not fit into the purpose it was made for. They didn't plant, they didn't say that the tree will my argument is very clear. How the EFCC today, you know what they did today? A government with EFCC, they greeted him and gave him tea. He went to his predecessor, they gave them and gave them tea, they told them to go. They went back in the evening and begged him to be handcuffed.
Okay.
Imagine that kind of thing.
And the Nigerian police would not have done the same. And that's what I'm hearing you say.
EFCC is better.
Come on.
Let me all justify why we should
trying to tell you, therefore, is that I've always wanted to have a male child. And my wife has had, for whatever reason, to
but science is telling us your child does not have female children by choice.
Okay.
It depends on the chromosomes you are depositing in.
Precisely, because you have that knowledge, you've got to be, enamored with that knowledge for you to be able to make that argument. We do not have the knowledge, in a sense, in my mind, about what we are doing.
I do, sir.
Because
I do, sir. May I clear the point?
Now,
may I clear the point here?
Some governors,
there was 16 of them. The National Assembly passed a bill without recourse to the State House of Assembly.
Okay.
In clear contravention of the Constitution. Okay, which Constitution?
Now, hold on.
1999.
Against itself. Is that what we're going to say?
No, but Akin, we have talked about the Constitution to the extent that we have agreed our trouble is not constitutional but attitudinal.
Okay.
In my opinion, there is a need for hybridization. There is attitudinal and constitutional. The two go together.
The attitude will be for, please permit me, even so let me do allegedly, 16 governors from 16 road states in Nigeria suddenly got up and suddenly realized that, look, these guys that are going to
governors.
Look, as far as I call governors,
are we to blame Yaya Bello for what has happened to him or the EFCC that he went to visit them? They gave him tea, or they told him tea or coffee. He chose what he would take. After they said, please go back.
Because
they went back in the night.
Because you forgot what happened to Kashami. The same EFCC went to after Kashami, and you are going to break the thing down.
Yes.
You came here.
I did not. Look, for the record,
listen, Nigeria came and said EFCC was acting on
Nigerians. You should not have told Nigerians. Which Nigerians?
We are not ready.
Which Nigerians?
Look, as far as I'm concerned, like I said,
you are arguing against
16 people.
Yes.
Came.
Nigerians.
When you have questions to answer.
How many of them are? Shey Makinde does not have any questions to answer.
Oh, wait. Just wait.
Obaseki does not have any questions to answer.
Obaseki does not have questions to answer.
I'm wondering.
And that's why Obaseki ran away.
From where?
Oh, well, I heard that it's in Turkey or whatever, wherever it is. But all I'm saying is that, look, all these governors, they don't mean well for Nigeria.
All right, gentlemen.
And because they don't mean well for Nigeria, are you telling me that it is the first time we are getting situations like this? Do we then say because of that we are going to now then cut off the tree? No, we are not going to do that. You can remove.
The president has a choice. The president has a choice. What choice? The Supreme Court ruled that said local government autonomy. We are told the president called the governors behind closed and told them let's have a moratorium of the end of October.
Okay,
it's fine.
Okay, so the president should call.
He should call the governors and tell them if we brought the if you pass it, and
then they will call them, and then the same thing will come here and say, Mr. President,
hold on, gentlemen. Just a minute.
You want to throw a stone and have to find a way to dodge that.
No, it's all right. The EFCC came into being in 2002, so we are talking about 22 unbroken years
of sleeping on your rights.
Are you sure? Really?
Oh yes. You suddenly decide that oh yes,
you are making
no. You have no right. Akin, you have no right to think for me. You know, I'm saying it has taken.
I am thinking about myself with this.
Okay, but don't think aloud. If you understand me.
Necessity is the mother.
22 years.